Hello students, I am Ankita. I welcome you all to the online classes of English language, and today we will learn about pronouns. We all know that a pronoun is a word used in a place of a noun. As nouns, pronouns also have same functions, and it provides us variety in how we communicate by replacing nouns. For an example, Ritika is a brilliant girl. She is the favorite of all the teachers. All of them admire her. In this example, the words she and her stand for the noun Ritika. The word them stands for teachers. So, her, she, and them are pronouns. The words like I, you, he, she, it, we, they. These are all pronouns, and they come under the category of a specific type of pronouns. So now we will go through the different types of pronouns and its usage. So the first type of pronoun is personal pronouns. Pronouns that stand for persons or things is known as personal pronouns. They are of three types and are of three persons. First person, second person, and the third person. The first person is the person speaking. The second person is the one spoken to. And the third person is the person or thing spoken about. I and we comes under the category of first person. You comes under the category of second person. He, she, they, it come under the category of third person. The pronouns in their subjective case change to its objective case when it is used in the place of an object. So, I becomes me, you remains you, we changes to us, he becomes him, she becomes her, it remains it, and they becomes them. Next is demonstrative pronouns. A demonstrative pronoun is a pronoun that is used to point to something specific within a sentence. These pronouns can indicate items in space or time, and they can be either singular or plural. When used to represent a thing or things, demonstrative pronouns can be either near or far in distance or time. Near in time or distance, we will use this and these. Far in time or distance, we will use that and those. Children, there are only a few demonstrative pronouns in the English language. And if you remember them, you will have no difficulty using these. Let's see some examples. In singular form, near in distance, this is an apple. Similarly, far in distance, that is an apple. When we talk about plural form, near in distance, these are apples, and far in distance, those are apples. Children, do not confuse demonstrative adjectives with demonstrative pronouns. The words are identical, but demonstrative adjectives qualify nouns, whereas demonstrative pronouns stand alone. Next type of pronoun is interrogative pronouns. An interrogative pronoun is a pronoun which is used to ask questions. There are just 5 interrogative pronouns, and each one is used to ask a very specific question. Some interrogative pronouns such as who and whom refer only to people. Others can be used to refer to objects or people. Once you are familiar with interrogative pronouns, you will find that it's very easy to use them in a variety of situations. The 5 interrogative pronouns are what, which, who, whom, and whose. What is used to ask questions about people or objects. For example, what do you want for dinner? Which is used to ask questions about people or objects. Examples, which of these ladies is your mother? Who is used to ask questions about people. For example, who was driving the car? Whom. This interrogative pronoun is used to ask questions about people. For example, whom do you prefer to vote for? Whom do you live with? And the last, whose. Whose is used to ask questions about people or objects, always related to possession. For example, there's one seat empty. Whose is it? In some cases, interrogative pronouns take on the suffix ever or soever and are used accordingly in a variety of sentences. Some of these words are whatsoever, whatever, whichever, whosoever, and so on. The next type of pronoun is distributive pronouns. They are used to refer to each member of a group. Some distributive pronouns are each, either, neither, and everyone. Let's see some of the examples. Each of them is a sports person. Either of you can do the groceries today. Neither of you should go out in the storm. Everyone is entitled to his or her opinion. So we can see that this pronoun describes members of a group separately and not collectively. It refers to person or thing. This pronoun is always singular and we use it with singular noun and verb. We use this pronoun to describe all the members of the particular group. Now the next type of pronouns are reflexive pronouns and emphatic pronouns. We will study these two pronouns together because there is some similarity between these two pronouns. If we talk about reflexive pronouns, they are used when the action of the subject turns back on the subject itself. Some of the reflexive pronouns are myself, yourself, yourselves, himself, herself, themselves, and so on. For example, the boy painted the window himself. The dog looked at itself in the mirror. I made myself a bowl of pasta. When we talk about emphatic pronouns, these pronouns emphasize the noun they refer to. They are the same pronouns which are classified as reflexive pronouns but differ from them in usage. Emphatic pronouns emphasize the subject while reflexive pronouns refer back to the subject. Some of the examples of emphatic pronouns are the principal himself went to the student's house. The doctor herself performed the difficult surgery. So by these examples we can see that reflexive pronouns showed that the action of the subject reflects upon the doer. However, an emphatic pronoun simply emphasizes the action of the subject. The next type of pronoun is relative pronoun. A relative pronoun is one which is used to refer to nouns mentioned previously, whether they are people, places, things, animals, or ideas. Relative pronouns can be used to join two sentences as well. There are only a few relative pronouns in the English language. The most common ones are which, that, whose, whoever, whomever, who, and whom. In some situations, the words what, when, and where can also function as relative pronouns. Because there are only a few of them, there are also just a few rules for using relative pronouns. Let's see one example. This is the person whom I met at the wedding yesterday. So we have already mentioned about the noun, that is the person, and then we have related that noun with the fact that I met the person at the wedding yesterday. So by this way we can understand what exactly is a relative pronoun. There are variety of examples that is available. You can see on the screen, it is there, by which you can easily understand the usage of relative pronouns. Next type of pronoun is pronouns of quantity, or we can call it quantitative pronoun, or we can even call it pronouns of quantity and number. These pronouns tell us about the amount of a thing or the number of things or people. They answer the question how much or how many. Words like much, many, little, few, some, any, all, enough, and so on that refer to quantity are called pronouns of quantity. Pronouns which answer how many are sometimes called pronouns of number. The word quantity refers to either amount or number. Therefore, pronouns of number can be included among pronouns of quantity. Some examples are: did you take any photos? There is some sugar in this tin. Another type of pronoun is indefinite pronoun. We use indefinite pronouns to refer to people or things without saying exactly who or what they are. We use pronouns ending in body or one for people and pronouns ending in thing for things. Some indefinite pronouns are anybody, everybody, something, nothing. Some examples in the sentence can be: everybody enjoyed the concert. It was a very clear day, we could see everything. I opened the door, but there was no one at home. So these are the examples of indefinite pronouns. We use a singular verb after an indefinite pronoun. For example, everything was ready for the party. But when we refer back to an indefinite pronoun, we normally use a plural pronoun. For example, everybody enjoyed the concert. They stood up and clapped. We can even add apostrophe s to an indefinite pronoun to make a possessive. For example, is this anybody's coat? They were staying in somebody's house. We sometimes use else after indefinite pronouns to refer to other people or things. All the family came, but no one else. So this was all about indefinite pronouns and quantitative pronouns. Now the last type of pronoun is possessive pronoun. They show possession or belonging. Some of the possessive pronouns are mine, yours, his, hers, ours, yours, and theirs. For example, which of these pens is yours? We can use a possessive pronoun instead of a full noun phrase to avoid repeating words. For example, is that John's car? Now, in order to answer this question, instead of saying no, it's my car, we can even say no, it's mine. So, possessive pronoun is also used to avoid repeating words. We can use possessive pronouns and nouns after of. Like, Susan is one of my friends. We can also say, Susan is a friend of mine. You must also know this, that possessive pronouns do not have an apostrophe. So the words like yours, hers, ours, and theirs, the s that is attached to these words are without apostrophe. They are just used as a suffixes. So we never put an apostrophe in possessive pronouns. Now it would be useful to study possessive pronouns alongside possessive adjectives because the possessives are same, only its functions are different. Like for possessive adjective my, the possessive pronoun will be mine. Let's take an example. This is my book is possessive adjective, but this book is mine is possessive pronoun. And what is the difference? In possessive adjective, just after the possessive there is a noun. So this is my book. My is possessive adjective because just after the word my there is a noun which is book. So with the help of this rule we can understand the difference between possessive adjective and possessive pronoun as well. There are many examples as well. You can see on the screen there are a number of examples of possessive pronouns. You all may practice the exercises that is given in your book. You can even go through as many questions by with the help of the worksheets that is being provided to you. And you can just understand what are the types of pronouns and what are its usage. Children, in the next lesson we will learn about adjectives. So for now, good day, take care.